Hello, this is Becoming a Professional Bass Player. My name's Deborah and this is the video journal of my career transition. So it's Disco Heads On, everybody. That's the new bass line I've got to learn. Just having a look at it today, and perhaps you recognise it, perhaps you don't. It's Prince, I Want to Be Your Lover. Kaylee, who's one of our vocalists, very rightly recommended that if you're thinking sort of celestial beings and disco heaven and funk heaven, who would really be, who's a heavenly character, and she could think of none more heavenly than Prince. And we did experiment with another of Prince's songs. We practiced The Most Beautiful Girl in the World because that's such a heavenly song. And we even, because it's full of bird sounds, I even bought in little pipes, those little clay pipes that you fill with water, and you blow through them and you make birdie noises. And I also bought those other things that are in is it Mary Poppins? Yeah, the little things that you put on your teeth and make you tweet like the birds. Oh no, it's Bedknobs and Broomsticks. In Bedknobs and Broomsticks, Professor Emilius Brown sells Paul one of these little metal things that you put on your teeth and makes you warble like the birds. So I thought, I'm going to get those. And we had a really good fun session down at Mushroom Studios trying to learn to whistle like birds and play this stuff. And it's very complex, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. Lots of synthesizer stuff, and we don't have a synthesizer, so I don't want to really put too much on backing track. But after having 3 gigs with Divine Funk, actually what I needed was a track that's funkier, so to fit in with what we've got. So some of it's heavenly, some of it's funky, some of it's new, some of it's old, and I want to keep that quirky mix. And I was looking for a funk track, and the second one on our list was from Prince, was I Want to Be Your Lover, and I thought I'm going to stick that in. That's going to be great. So what am I going to tell you about today? Well, I'm going to tell you about what I learned in my lesson with Michael Mondesir. He very helpfully taught me the proper way of playing Everybody Dance by Chic. You know, the one that goes, everybody dance, ooh, clap your hands, clap your hands. Well, there's quite a pronounced bass line in there, and I'm going to play it very slowly and tell you all the things that I had to remember at the same time. It doesn't seem so bad now because I was practicing it while I was at my mum's, and it's all gone into the automatic computer a little bit. So the first thing is that you make your first finger here into a plectrum, and let me see if I can tilt this down so you can see. I'm on the A string. Let's get this. I've got a bit of a dodgy lead today. There we go. That lead needs to go in the bin. So I'm on the A string here, and on the 3rd fret. And the next thing I had to remember was the rhythm is down, down, up. So it was. So that sound is made by moving my nail down, down, and then up. So, And then I do the same. I'm still going up and down with my nail like a plectrum to do the next bit. Then 2 muted notes with the plectrum. And that bit is done down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'll do that again. So and then you're just normal plucking. But even that bit, Michael said you do finger 1, finger 2, then finger 1 again on the 6th fret because you've got to do the octave. So down, down, up. Remember that bit? It's actually quite hard to tell you about it and do it at the same time. I haven't got that skill yet. So that's what I've been practicing over and over and over again. And I thought I'd include that because you might find it useful. I know there's lots of people that are wonderful bass players that watch this very kindly. So they won't find that useful at all. But some people that watch this YouTube are probably my level or approaching that. And that might be useful for you. So the next thing I thought we would do is do a bit of grown-up unboxing. You know how kids do all that unboxing? I'll just turn my amp off. You know, you watch them open Kinder eggs and things like that. Let's do some grown-up unboxing. I've been shopping. Oh, and my box arrived from Anderson's. And I was going to buy 4 pedals, but a bit like jewellery where you put everything on. What's the thing with jewellery? They say put everything on that you want to put on, and then just before you leave the house, take one thing off. I had everything in the box, and I thought, oh, that's a lot of money. It was sort of about £800. And then my friend Mark Monk, who's also a bassist, said, well, doesn't the bass synth pedal do the octave? I thought, right, okay, yes it does. So I took, for now, I took the octave pedal out. I can come back to that because also it's a time thing. I've got to learn all these pedals or do something productive with these pedals. So I want to do something productive with the pedals before I get a new one, you know? Right, what have we got? And you know what was lovely? I forgot to put the leads in, not the leads, the connectors. All these pedals are an electrical circuit. And for those of you that aren't bass players, if you remember physics where you had to sort of link everything up in an electrical circuit, it's just like that, like those old circuit boards. And I'd forgotten the leads. So, and there should be pancake leads, which means having a flat end. So I rang them up and talked to them. They said, oh, because you spent so much money, have the leads for free. And that was I just thought that was so lovely. They didn't have to do that because I didn't want to pay extra postage to, pay twice for the postage. So here are my lovely free leads, connector leads. So got those. Mark Monk also suggested that I get a fret wrap to allow, not to allow my exuberance when performing to create buzz or hum on my strings because it bothers others. I'm too in the I'm like, having an amazing time on the dance floor with my bass, and my poor guitarist is standing at the back going, ow, my ears. Right, so what's this? Oh, it's like Christmas. Oh, right. So this is the pedal board. The pedal board Nano. I might have to unwrap that later. Right, I've got my Sans amp. I went for this one because I wanted to go straight into the DI. Although someone had told me that actually you can do that without one of these, but it's another opportunity to change my sound as well. So there we go. Look at that. I bought that one. What else did I get? The straightforward one, which is, I shouldn't break the boxes just in case I need to send them back, but it's hard to get them open. This one is going to be immediately useful to me. The Polytune. So I've got one of those. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to use that because that's going to be so much better for me than trying to use the one at the end. And will probably mean for me that I will take this board out all the time because I don't want to lug that amp round. Sometimes, if I'm playing with hot milk, we sometimes play at a jazz bar, a jazz cafe that is very tiny. It's upstairs at the Green Bottle, and my amp is so big that it takes up space that we would really rather actually have available for people, so that we're not all playing like this. Right, here's the treat pedal, the special one. I've got the bass synth pedal. I'm really glad about that because apparently Andertons were selling out of it as soon as it was coming in. And I was like, oh, will I be able to get it? Will I be able to get it? And I saw that it was in stock and I was like, right, I'm having that. Because remember, I've got to play Michael Jackson, It's the Falling in Love. I've got to play Stevie Wonder, I Wish. I've got to play George Benson stuff. All these different sounds that I've got to make, and I adore a Herbie Hancock sound. Herbie Hancock was one of the reasons I formed the band. We haven't yet put a Herbie Hancock track in, so that's reminded me maybe we need to do that coming up soon. But yeah, so I've got my bass synth pedal. So when I finally attack this pedal train board and get this out, I'll set all my new pedals up on that. And then I'll have a little practice and see if I can show you something on them. That would be cool, and just demonstrate what they can do. Right, that's it for me for now. I will see you next week. You take care. Bye-bye.